we're going to review our own year. We're due to grow 300% this year. Game changer for all our clients.
Game changer. A huge difference.
Perfect. Made double their money. Thank you for coming. See you next year. Next year is really exciting. Welcome to the Fake Marketer, everybody. Michael, and welcome back, Nick.
Yes, I've missed the last two. So, hello again, everyone.
Did you miss it?
Yeah. Yeah, I missed it.
Good. That's all you've got?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well,
I thought they were alright, considering.
Yeah, you know, talked about flea data.
Yeah. I'd like to start off, if I can just take control now. We always have our little thing that we've thought in advertising we want to pick up on.
We were going to go on to that.
Oh, were we? Sorry, okay. I didn't know if you'd forgotten. Okay, do you want to intro it then?
No. Well, you know,
We
every
need a jingle for it.
jingle,
Can
Michael.
you create a jingle for it?
I can put one in.
Yeah, okay. Let's do a jingle for it.
Edit in Michael.
You know, like Cole's Diary on Ricky Gervais show, something like that. As we start every week, what marketing have you seen this week, Nick?
So 2 pieces.
Didn't even finish the sentence.
We'll use one, and then the next one we can say the other, can't we? 'Cause we're gonna do I think everyone knows how we do these podcasts. So I mentioned the Christmas tree one.
Balsam Hill. It's stuck in my head. I remember that.
I then last week received a email from Klaviyo when Klaviyo sends you like a success story. It was that company, which I was just like, that's pretty big. I mean, for Klaviyo as an email platform to send an email out to everyone.
And they were sharing them like as an example.
Yeah, the last one, like when I see them, it's like talking about brands you've heard of, like big old brands. That was their one, saying how successful their email marketing is and what their return on investment is. So I was just like, that's pretty cool.
They do look quite nice, those trees.
Yeah, can't beat the smell of a real one. Walked into my lounge just now, actually, came downstairs, walked in to go and get something, and I actually stopped and went, smells really good, that does. Walked out.
We just got a real Christmas tree. We just got ours.
How much was it?
I wasn't there, I don't know.
He still lives at home, doesn't he? He doesn't have to think about those sort of things. Everything's just. Dinner's on the table, just. Christmas trees in the lounge, just. Then you become us.
Well, put it like
And
that.
you know how much everything is because nothing's in your house unless it's come out of your pocket.
So just an FY, Michael, it wasn't definitely 20 quid.
Mine was 54 quid. I went for a classic.
5 footer.
6 foot. I went for a classic because I didn't go for Norwegian spruce.
Okay.
They whack another 30 quid on that for the non-drop. Yeah, last 2 years I've had the one I have hasn't dropped. Tip, fill it with water, keep it fed and don't stick it next to a radiator. Usually helps.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was interesting when I bought it though, said to the guy, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one. It worked for us last year, it didn't drop. And he's like, yeah, they're good trees. He said, we cut ours down ourselves. He said, whereas if you go to a bigger supplier, because there's just a little farm over where I am, they cut them down in September. They're just sitting outside, cut in September.
Wow.
And he said that's why a lot of the time they
we go to the same place, don't we?
I've not anymore because it's too far from me now.
Okay. But they're really good there, weren't they?
Tell you what was funny though. So I usually go to one on the Foss Way. And went there last year. Went to go this year, the road was closed. And I was like, gutted. Where else do we go now to get a tree? Like I was really thinking. Went and found somewhere.
Wait, did you go next to Leamington Football Club?
Yeah,
On the Foss there?
Yeah,
the
that.
little one. That's only been there 2 years.
Oh, has
This
it?
is his second year.
The farm, it usually has manure on the road, selling manure. So if you go past the football club and turn right at that new roundabout they're building.
No, left.
No, this one's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a so different one. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, oh, God, I'm going to get one now. Ended up driving around, saw another sign, got home and realised as you come off the roundabout, literally on my roundabout, there's a massive sign saying Christmas trees, 2 miles. Never noticed it.
Really?
Same with the Christmas lights. I said, we went for a walk and I came back and said, next door invited us to go and watch the Christmas lights get switched on and then go for a beer. But Caroline wasn't around. And she said, and then we went for a walk and I was just like, on that walk, I said, where do people find out about all these things that go on locally? As I'm saying it, we're walking past a whole sign that's been pinned to the fence on our estate saying light switching on 16th of December or 6th of December. I'm like, how do I drive past it every day? I missed it. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we get our tree from B&Q.
Okay.
I nearly got one from Morrison's actually.
25 quid, huh?
Yeah, a good one from Morrison's.
So they're not expensive.
That's not expensive. Fits on your dining room table, but it's not expensive.
That's 210 centimetres, is pretty big.
What's that in feet?
That's like 6.5 feet, isn't it? 2 metre Peter is Peter Crouch and he's 6'7" or whatever. That's the only reason I know what 2 metres is.
You've done all right there for 25 quid then.
Is it?
Not sure about that.
No.
I'm not sure that comes alive.
We've got 3 stars.
Yeah. What do the comments
It's
say?
basically this.
I open up. What do those 8 comments say? Dead.
Brown. Very cheap tree.
Awful.
It's good. I don't think we specifically get this one.
Dry and dead on the inside.
Made a complete mess, shedding from day one. Dry and dead on the inside. Smells really bad. 14 days ago.
Anyway, shall I tell you?
Yeah.
Ruined Michelle's Christmas then.
Right. Shall I tell you what I really liked? And I've got it here, which
Yeah.
I'll send you, Michael. So this is the Luxury Bed Company
Yeah.
on TikTok. It's organic. Rarely do we come up with that. And all they've done is just show them how they've put up a bed. But it's so good. Like if you look at the video,
So you buy the whole bed, and then they're just showing how easy it is to build the bed.
yeah. But I think they actually fit it themselves. I've not looked into it too much. But I just loved it. Thought it was really quick. Got me engaged.
Yeah.
Thought it was pretty decent. And I'm going to give a massive shout out to Lululemon.
Okay. What have they got you with? You spent some money with them.
Nick, I've spent some money.
Early Christmas present to yourself.
Pretty much, yeah. So I went Christmas shopping on Sunday morning, and I needed to get Adam at Oxford some shorts, running shorts, because he's into running as well. So I said to Sonia, I'll go over to Bicester. So I went into Lulu, and it's just
Lulu stores, I didn't realise.
Lululemon, yeah. It's amazing. And do you know what? It's just good in there. The quality of products.
It's good quality, isn't it?
And do you know what was really nice? The lad, right, when I was ordering, sort of paying, he said, "Thank you so much for buying this from us." He's only a young lad. I was like, "You got shares in this?" He said, "No, we should take a cut from every purchase." And it was so good.
They take a cut from every purchase.
Yeah.
So every time someone buys something, the salesperson gets a little commission.
I'm assuming. Well, that's what he may have been. But I was like, I love that. So I then went back at the end of the day, or my shopping trip, because there was like a little running jacket that I wanted. And because I'd won that money at poker, I was like, feeling a bit flush. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been a bit flush. I actually went back and bought it because of his customer service.
That's good.
And he was such a nice guy. Really nice.
Yeah.
So Lululemon, whoever that chap is at Bicester Village, sponsor me.
I've got a customer service one if we want to just bring one else in.
Yeah, go on.
Oakfield, where I got the Secret Santa thing from for Jake. I bought it on there, so I did it. I was like, okay, we've only got it was Monday, need it by Friday. Can't put it. You had to be careful of where I was going to get these sort of things from in case it didn't get delivered. So I chose this particular company. Said 2 to 3 days. Thursday it still wasn't there. Friday it still wasn't there. I was like, I need it for tonight. So I emailed the company. A guy called Paul came back to me and said, I'm really sorry about it. I should have come back now. It's probably the Christmas delivery because usually it should have been see your order. Should have been ready next day. I'm actually travelling past Leeds. Yeah, I've been on to you. I've seen your email, and I see you have an office in Leamington and in Leeds. Which one do you need it at? And I said, well, I need it in Leamington, but the person who's actually going to receive it, it actually lives in Leeds. And he said, well, if it doesn't come in today's post, let me know. I'm travelling down. I can pop in and I can go deliver it to the address. And if not, if I miss that one, I'll have it in the car, and on the way back tomorrow, I'll put it into the address. That I was just like, this is amazing. This is amazing customer service.
What a legend.
Yeah.
That's good.
So if it didn't come, I was just going to get a beer for the party, and then the second part would be on his doorstep when he got back the next day, personally delivered.
Fair play.
Yeah. it goes noticed, doesn't it, when you have good customer service nowadays?
It does.
Really does go noticed.
Yeah. Well, they've got another 90 quid off me, Lululemon, because
Yeah, for that customer service, yeah.
I've basically gone back and gone, I really want that running jacket.
Yeah.
Cause
And
I
it's
really
not hard,
haven't
is
got
it?
any. No.
It's really not hard. So anyway, today's podcast, intro.
Yeah, so we're going to review our own year. Is that right?
Revu.
Re-
Have you seen him, that lad on TikTok, does the food? Have you seen him?
No?
I'll send you it. He's
Okay.
a lad, he's become massive.
Is it the
He's
kid
obviously...
that doesn't share his food?
No, he's obviously there's you know there's mental health issues. Fine, that's all great. I'm allowed to say he's got mental health
It's
issues.
just the way you said.
He's got mental health issues, but he's done very well for him. He's got 2.5 million followers, and he reviews everything he eats. So he does his little intro.
Is this the guy you sent me? Yeah, it is, yeah. I know who you're on about.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to Lukey Wookie Woo Woo, and today we'll be reviewing a Ginster's pasty.
Okay.
I haven't seen him not like anything yet. It's like he's so hungry when he does his review that he's just like, oh my God, that is unbelievable. It's just like a Tesco's pizza or anything. Do you know what I mean? Hilarious. 2.5 million followers.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
Better than us. Might as well just start doing reviews. But have you noticed some of the stuff on TikTok that people are just doing is just like, there's another woman who's just normal, not a great cook. She sets up a phone and talks you through what she's cooking and then finishes off with eating it. And you're just sitting in front of her at the dinner table on her own with a phone pointing at her while she's eating dinner.
How many?
I don't know, she's probably got like in the high 100,000s of followers.
It's not bad, is that?
Easy. TikTok is easy, surely.
You could do that. Make you curry or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to. But
You could.
I could.
You had your Hex Club hands there, and I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this year, is that what we're going? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to have a little review of this year.
Go on then.
So what are we going to review? We're going to review ourselves or our clients? I guess they work
Uh,
hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah. What's been your thing?
Your highlight.
What's been my highlight this year?
This podcast.
What's been my highlight? There's been a lot, hasn't there? Actually, we've done a lot this year. Well, I guess we break it down. So we're due to grow 300% this year, which is cool.
Yeah.
Is that what's that in terms of? Like
And revenue, yeah,
clients?
revenue.
We've got quite a lot of clients on this year as well, haven't we?
We've got a lot of clients on.
The
I guess-
interesting thing is that a lot of that revenue's come from the same clients, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. I guess the highlight of all of it is actually planning for next year, like boringly, actually, because next year is really exciting. You know, there's a lot going on, and without looking too much in the future and forgetting what we've done this year and all the rest of it, but actually what's going to go on next year, which obviously we can't discuss too much. One of them, but that's really exciting.
Yeah.
In March. I think we've got a lot more stable team now, which is good. I don't really have a set highlight, but definitely actually what we've done in general and going into next year, I think we've laid a very good foundation ready then to do even more next year, which is exciting. And the wrap actually,
Yeah, that was
the
good.
data wrap was decent.
Can we put that on as a little? Can we put it onto the podcast?
Already done it last week.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, sorry.
At the end of one of the episodes.
Yeah, it sounded really good on like the ear one,
Yeah.
the one you just listened to. So yeah, a bit of a cop out, but that was my highlight.
Yeah. I would say with mine, I would say with our advertising on Meta, some stability has been nice this year, because last year was a bit rocky with all the API stuff and the Apple iOS update, which I know not really everyone's talking about now, but it's been a stable year. And I would say the only accounts that have caused stress are the ones where the client has chosen what their CPA should be, rather than what the actual advertising platform is telling them their CPA should be. And I would say anyone who goes into advertising, build your, think of your business from testing what the platforms are going to be, looking at what your competitors are doing and what they're getting from it, rather than just putting something out of the thin air and going, I want my lead cost to be £1.50, and it ends up costing £3, and then we find it really, really hard. If not, don't bring that down in price, no matter what we do creatively, copywriting, everything, because it's just not that price. But when you look at all the success we've had, it's come from we've had great success with accounts, like really happy clients, all this sort of stuff. Like the call I had today with a client was, CPA is good, but when you're speaking to a client who really understands their business, and their last agency was sacked because they just weren't listening to, I know why you're promoting these products, because you get a good ROAS on Facebook and you feel like you're doing your job properly, but you're not doing your job properly because you're not listening to us, because we don't have enough margin in those products you're thinking you're being rewarded with. Whereas he showed me today, one of his products that will sell for 2,000 or something, is it something like that? It's a big piece of equipment. He makes like 935 quid margin after costs on it. So it's just like, I want these going out all day long. See what I mean? But when you're speaking to a client who understands it and goes, my average CPA on that product is 60 quid and I'm making 935 quid. It's brilliant, isn't it? And he understands the pitfalls. It's like, you'll never measure in Facebook. It will always look like it's the worst channel. We get it. We know it takes 60 days for people to buy our product from when they see it. We've just got to do our best getting the right people out there. So we brought in today it's like, okay, with 6 days we need an Omni 8, Omni 10, Omni 15 to have a frequency over that period of time, so they're always seeing all the good things and the reviews and stuff like that. So that's been my highlight, is stability on the platform. TikTok's also got stability, and dealing with clients who actually are in it and understand the whole marketing situation, rather than just like, Facebook has to do this, that has to do that, and you're just always beating yourself up because you're never getting it, because that's not marketing, is it?
No, and when you look at, our client base, that are with us, we've had to educate some of them on that. Look at, and I always use Huel as an example. So Huel mass marketed their product for 2 years. Now, yes, there was some success with that, but they couldn't attribute me to social, whereas actually all the content they served me got me over the line.
Yeah.
But I went on to Huel and Google, went to Huel, bought the pack, not via the ad, Google ad for it, because I never do, because we're in the game and I don't want people to spend money where they don't need to. And I went on, so attribution, I would have been organic Google.
And then my attribution was word of mouth, because you told me about it.
Exactly.
And said, get this deal, you can test the products through it.
And that's all come from social. And it's still one of those, it's we've got a client where we send so much traffic to the website, but not via social, they've gone onto the platform to search for that particular product. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look at, the social to search campaigns we do for them. It's social to search.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of the clients now are seeing social not just as a pure ROAS acquisition. It's actually, there's a bigger play here, because we're all on there. Whether you go on the bus, the train, local cafe, your office, at home, everyone's on their phones and they're on social media. Like, that's all.
But you can't attribute it to where it's come from.
No. So actually, it's quite nice that we've got a lot of clients that understand that it's not a ROAS play all the time.
But we have to educate them if they don't know already. Otherwise it becomes a very hard client, because we're not able to deliver the results that they think they should be getting.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
We can do the overall results.
Yeah.
But we can't.
But that's why it's been good, hasn't it? That's why it's been good this year, for that reason, really. From your side.
Yeah.
And actually, we've probably saved. Me personally, obviously, you're not front of house, but I reckon I've had well over 100 conversations where I've said, Facebook isn't right for you right now, because your margins aren't there, or your budget isn't there to be able to make that platform work for you.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them have gone, appreciate the honesty on that one. And may have found a different route, or potentially gone to a freelancer or find something
Or
X,
like an agency that just says yes.
which is fine. And there has been some people that go, I think you're talking rubbish, and it's like, well, fine, but I've got enough data to go, this is or this isn't going to work.
The problem is with it is like when you think about someone who might come to us now going, I've got a clothing brand, I want to get it out there, blah blah. Yeah. If you're seeing, well, look at Wind Riders. The product sells for $79, but the average CPA is $60. And then you've got to bring in returns because they know what the returns are on average. Then you've got to bring in the shipping. You've got to bring everything into it, and it's just like that's a hard it's a hard thing to scale, isn't it? When you're on margins like this, and I think that everyone thinks, oh, that's a cool product. I want to sell it for $30 or 30 quid, but then they realise their cost per purchase is 25, and it's like you need a lot of volume and some deep pockets. So then they've got to try and get investment. They're not going to go and get investment. Doubt they are, and then they've just got something that didn't work. But it is, you're absolutely right. You're dealing with an entrepreneur or a business who's completely sold on their product or their dream, and you're telling them that the platform they want to go on is probably going to cost too much and is not going to do what they need it to do. But I think it takes a decent agency to be able to say that, doesn't it? To say this is like...
Yeah, you know, I had a
otherwise you
conversation.
end up being in that 3-month trial and then getting sacked.
Yeah, I had a conversation with someone in the office recently and went through the margin of the product, and the lady I was speaking to said, anything positive from this conversation? I was trying to be, and I sort of forgot where I was for a second. I went, yeah, and there was, you know, it's a brilliant product and all that, and it helps lots of people, this product, but from a meta, I'm going to do an acquisition campaign because you need it to acquire customers, otherwise it doesn't work for you commercially. It's tricky. Yeah. You know, it really is. But the problem is, then what do you do? You know, they were a good example. They had a bumper year during COVID, shock. And unfortunately, there's still a long tail of that, which are people still going, you know, we've created this business, this side hustle, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, they saw the ups of COVID. Everyone saw ups of COVID. Unless you were selling, like...
Well, some clients we won when it was COVID. Well, we kind of set up when it was COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then they wanted the same ROAS a year later, and it's like, nah.
It's possible, isn't it? You know, it's just you couldn't do it, and you still can't do it. You know, that was an unprecedented time where people were sat at home, stopped their mortgage payments, couldn't spend anything apart from online. It's a perfect storm for setting up, and some businesses obviously gone on and flourished, but a lot haven't because just people aren't in market. Obviously, we're in a downturn now economically. It's not. You know, it's not as easy as it was.
Yeah.
But no, the stability, I totally understand that from a your side in terms of actual running the accounts day to day.
Well, we had lead forms this year, didn't we? Meta really put up its act on lead forms. TikTok, you know, though we don't do loads of stuff on TikTok, I mean, it's a great platform. From us as consumers, we love it. But it makes it, like I went on the other day and there's something I really like, you know, as we all know on this podcast, I like cooking. And though I'd like to say I cut an onion like a chef, I did come across a very cool product for 13 quid, which I'm going to order. It's brilliant. So a little plastic pot. You put
Plastic?
Your pot.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You put your onion in it. It's got five steel blades. You put your lid on, and you have a string pulley. And when you pull this thing, the blades go woof, 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 like you're starting a mower sort of thing.
Takes it off.
And then he empties it out, and it's like finely chopped. You could say you do it with carrots, you do it with this. 13 quid. I literally watched him, and I was like, sold.
Have you bought it?
I'm going to buy it.
Okay.
And then when I clicked it, it took me to... Did that, and it said... And then I clicked something else. I can't remember what it did. And then it took you to the TikTok shop. You know, have you been on TikTok shop? You see all the different items.
Dangerous place, TikTok shop.
Wow.
What I've bought from it, and...
It's so cheap, you're just like, oh, yeah, that's right.
And I've actually had some...
That's it. It's like that, yeah.
Okay.
So, what was that one? $6.99 on Amazon. Oh, I might have to watch. Yeah, that's it. Look, You just pull it, and it completely chops everything up. You can put your eggs in it. You won't do eggs because of Quinn, but you can do literally.
Okay.
No more crime when you chop your onions.
So the more times you pull it, the finer it is. You just pull it a couple of times, you just get like chunks.
So I've actually purchased from TikTok Shop. But going back to lead forms, so in terms of positives this year, lead forms have been a game changer for a lot of clients. For a lot of the smaller clients that don't have the budgets for landing pages or don't have sexy websites.
Game changer. And I know the quality is still not as good as sending someone to your website, but we are talking a huge difference. So when we talk about the webinars we've been doing for that company recently, those
Dermot, yeah.
We're talking the first webinar, which was really, the leads were coming in on Facebook at £1, let's say £2. Okay, we'd said 35 in our proposal, so we were being like really, really cautious because of the brand. 44 was it? Because of the brand. The online lead forms were still costing £26 for the same ads. Big difference. Big difference. So even if you take out the fact, okay, there's going to be a bit of crap in there, it's still worth it, isn't it?
They're brilliant.
It's funny, isn't it? Because some clients really aren't into them, and I get it. They're like, the quality's not good. Others, the business is great. Vasectomy Australia, he's grown his business so much since we started doing these lead forms for him.
They are. It's like any lead gen, whether you use people like MVF or Companio, like obviously speaking to one of our clients last week about it. When I went to Some Food for Simon, with Simon, you'll get good and bad. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it's interesting with the good and bad, though, isn't it? It's what makes it. It's what the particular ad isn't attracting. No, so the way a lead form is set up on Facebook, as in we have no control, it's just a lead form, doesn't just attract bad people. It's also the ad as well, because when we've got people who are going, I don't like them, all the rubbish come through. Look at all these things, and none of them bloody convert or done anything. But then you've got someone like a Vasectomy Australia, who names in the vasectomy, he has so many. He hardly has any that are bad. Like to the point that he's taken 3 more surgeons on, and in the last 3 months they are as busy as he is. 30 to 40 vasectomies a day on all of them now.
It's a lot of balls.
So love it. I think they're brilliant. And
Yeah,
you can
lead forms
customize
good.
them. You can do all sorts of them.
Well, the customization's good as well. And the fact that you can, put those qualifying questions in early. Well, it's the first question, isn't it? Which is huge. So again, you're not wasting people's time. You can customize them so they'll actually look a little bit sexy now. Obviously, look, it's not a landing page, we know that, but you can brand them as yours, and you can put as many, questions that are specific to your businesses. And again, for a lot of small businesses out there, look at Southeast Awnings. They sell awnings for 6 months of the year, electric ones. They have heaters in. It's 6 months every year they'll use us. They won't go into Christmas or winter because there's no point. Using lead forms, perfect. Made double their money. Thank you for coming. See you next year. They don't have a dev team. They don't have a creative team. They don't have any of that in terms of landing pages or websites. They have a website, pretty basic. Lead forms for them, game changer. They would not have made the money they did this year if lead form wasn't around.
Yeah. Well, let's for next week, not next week, after Christmas, we'll make a note. So filmed on phones. You remember that client of ours on the Asclenet? He's, even though the stats are okay and he's not spending loads, he's been sending to the website. And I'm saying, look, as far as we've done a lot of testing, I'm happy with that. Now, we've set up today a lead form campaign to see how it compares to sending them to his own website. After Christmas, let's see how it got on.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So lead forms, they've been positive. Now TikTok this year, personally, I just love it.
Do they get you a Jones Award of 2023?
I'd like stamp of approval.
I'm talking, for me, 70% TikTok, 30% Instagram now for my content.
I'd go as far as 80, 20 on LinkedIn, personally. It's just...
In fact, I probably would actually. LinkedIn, I usually go on, my way of working is I go on LinkedIn, I look at the stories first, because they're the ones that are most interesting, and I have a flick of the reel, of the feed. I'm just addicted to TikTok. Like, I spent the whole train journey back from London on Saturday for an hour and 20 minutes just watching TikTok.
Like a child.
But it's brilliant, Michael.
Everything.
It is fantastic.
Hit a Ricky Gervais video of The Office, suddenly you see loads of Ricky Gervais videos of The Office. Perfect.
I don't know how their algorithm works, but their algorithm is so fast. It's like
Really fast.
you like one thing, and it's like, oh, here you go. Here's 50 things. You don't have to like it, just even if you watch some of it. It's just like
When we were at our Christmas do, you said something, and Saturday morning, the first thing, what was it? Have you seen something, or was reminding us of something we've seen on TikTok? It was Bad Friends, when he is being interviewed on another podcast, and he said, when I was 9, I got molested by a
guy with
yeah.
Down syndrome.
You reminded me of that.
Yeah.
The phone heard it, and when I woke up in the morning and went onto TikTok while I was having a coffee, it was the first video I saw.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched that video for 4 months.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
hilarious. It was the full episode. It was the full one.
It's brilliant.
2 minutes long.
Brilliant. Bobby Lee.
Yeah. But it's just brilliant. I love this.
But
I love it.
brands need to be on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's no ifs or buts about it. You know, we're on it from like this podcast, and because it's associated to my number, clients are seeing it, and I'm seeing them who have viewed the profile. And we won some work recently because of TikTok. Because we were trying to tell a client they need to repurpose their content in short form, and he said, "Oh, I watch your stuff on TikTok." And then I said, "Exactly, there you go. You know, practice as we preach." So brands, B2B, B2C, you've got to be on there in some capacity.
Do you think TikTok has changed other platforms, like the other social media platforms?
Yeah.
TikTok coming out has made be different.
Well, Reels was actually around before TikTok.
Was it? Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, it was.
But
it's a different. You're absorbing different content, though. I think
it's a different experience, isn't it?
It's just different. I don't go into Instagram and laugh. So even though I'm watching comedy, I still don't. No. The algorithm doesn't pick up on what I'm wanting to consume. I don't think on Instagram.
No. TikTok's just nailed it. Like I said, the algorithm is it's incredible.
I suppose like TikTok, like the whole thing is that. So like you go on it knowing what you're going to get, whereas the Reels is like just a part of Instagram, isn't it? So like when you open up TikTok, you know sort of what you're getting. Whereas if you go on Instagram, then
Instagram is based. What I do actually. So Instagram is based on who you're following. So you're seeing the stuff that your friends are following. Yeah. What I like with TikTok is you can switch between what you're doing. So you can just go swipe right and you just see what you're following is doing. And I don't follow those people on TikTok, so it's the same stuff. Or you sit in the middle for you, and it's just endless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's an endless scroll.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like, absolutely love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So TikTok's a big one. Just I think, what else has happened this year, which has been nuts? Client-wise, it's been really good. So, CB Heating, they've been bought now by EDF Energy, I can officially say.
Yeah.
And that was, because a lot of the hard work that we did on the early stage with them. So a massive congrats to Clayton and Claire. Done really well. And now they're part of EDF Energy. So that's quite cool, isn't it?
Not bad.
Very cool.
They've done all right there.
Yeah.
They've done all right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's I'd say that's the standout case study for this year. But everyone's done okay, haven't they, client-wise? The results are good. I think a lot of clients are looking at it full funnel, what you were saying earlier in terms of, the whole marketing practice, not just Meta versus PPC versus SEO versus organic. They're understanding that they've got to look at all of it.
Yeah.
In one bucket rather than separating them out. So I think that's been positive.
Yeah.
But from a client perspective, I'm trying to think of any more successes. Huge successes, I mean. That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Can't think actually. They've all been good.
Probably is, but it's just like
They've all been good. It's happy clients. Got happy clients, haven't we? And the ones who aren't as happy have picked a figure out the air and said deliver that. So dealing with what you.
We have had a brief for next year, Michael, which I don't even know where to start with it, but that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
I've also very much enjoyed this podcast because this is episode 31.
31.
How bad is it?
Yeah, it's good.
We've got some big plans for next year with this. We don't, we're just going to do it every week. Yeah, no, we're not. Just continue doing this every week. Compound effect, Michael. We're compounding.
I remember the early ones up in the little booth with the chairs.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
not even there anymore, that little.
That's our office bit, that.
And that should be like a little shrine to, you know, like they put those plaques up, like historic events. Could be like, this is where the first Fate Market was filmed.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
That's it, isn't it?
You got nothing else.
No.
Got 0. So that was our review, is it?
That's our review. Great, yeah.
It has been a good year.
Yeah, no, better one next year. Another 300% growth.
I don't think so. Maybe. March is going to be a big one.
We need,
Yeah.
we need to clip this bit and then put it at the end of the one next year and stick to the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Reviewing our prediction.
Yeah.
What is your prediction for next year?
What, with the company or just with everything?
Just anything?
January and February is going to be cheaper on all platforms. So you need to make use of that. If you're doing any advertising, let the big boys disappear. Facebook reckons it's going to drop down by 20-25% in cost.
CPMs?
Yeah. So that's a big deal for a lot of companies. So jump on that. That's what we're planning on with our clients. And then it's going to start rising again in March. But essentially, it's always going to get more expensive. So you need to make sure your business is able to put its prices up or do whatever it needs to do because you can't look at last year's advertising cost and think it's going to be the same. It just won't be. Content needs to change quicker. Facebook reckon it's 3 weeks on Meta. Content needs to change.
Gets expensive.
It does get expensive. It does get expensive.
What about you, Michael? What's your been highlight of this year? Have you been with us all year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was here in October. October the 6th or something was when we did the Leeds.
Wow, God.
Showcase. That was my
Yeah, it
first
was.
time.
First time we met you.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you got the
Right,
chance
mate,
to
yeah.
Leeds, didn't you?
Get your camera.
Yeah.
Get your camera out. Well, we're doing them again next year. That's a highlight for next
Yeah.
year.
What, all of them?
Back at the shows.
All of them, Michael.
Nice.
Mic drop. Yeah. James will be walking that stage like Apple's just been reinvented.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I'll try not to run across the stage or anything at these.
So what's your highlight been, Michael?
I think I've got to my roles expanded as the year's gone on. So I think at the start of it, it was still kind of mostly video stuff, but as it's got towards the end of the year, I've been doing the email stuff I've started helping out with, and more creative stuff. So,
Diversified.
yeah, it's been good
Your
stuff.
your
Do you enjoy that?
talent.
Yeah, I like doing sort of different stuff. Keeps it fresh. The clips are always a highlight.
Yeah, I think you've done very well at your clips actually.
I annoy Michael all the time. Got any clips, mate? Where are the clips?
We've got cutes.
They love them. They love them. Give the crowd what they want, mate.
I can see on your screen you've got Grant Cardone there.
Did you see that?
How many
thing
followers
on
has he got?
TikTok where he said how much is in his bank account.
Yeah, I did
It
actually.
reminded me of when we were talking about Grant Cardone. Do you think this is real?
Yeah, probably.
$7 million in one account, $154.1 million in another account, and $75 million in another facility. The reason I want to see this every day is because you're going to steal from me, I'll know about it today. I'll watch that balance change every day. Number two, I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm not trying to keep the money, I'm trying to convert money to buildings or into investments or into businesses. Like art, I can't make art go up in value, but I know over long periods of time, if I bought the right piece of art, it's going to go up.
Got a bit of dough, isn't he?
That was, so he was in the same office as you, in a way.
Same side, not in the same office. But yeah, no, he was. He has done very well for himself.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave that there. Well, I can't extract anything else from you both.
Thanks for having me.
Nick, thank you so much for coming in today.
Well, you're going to be invited onto my one now.
Oh, well, am I?
We done.
That's it?
That's it, stop.
Thank God,
We're going to sign off.
we're going to sign off. What date does this go out?
It'll go out this week, won't it?
So this is the last one before Christmas.
Yes.
So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, have a nice Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Nick.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Michael.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to all of you out there.